All this week, we're featuring some of our new writers, and today we present part 2 of The Portrait by Sarah Levine Simon. Originally trained as an opera singer at the Oberlin College Conservatory and the Juilliard School of Music, Miss Simon began writing in her early 30s. Her plays have been performed at various theaters across the country, including the Aspen Playwrights Conference, and here in New York City at Lincoln Center's Bruno Walter Auditorium. This play that we'll do today, The Portrait, was recently heard in a reading last spring. Her screenplay, The Lady Shaped Like a Vase, was a finalist winner in Chanticleer Films' Hollywood Discovery Program, and her most recent screenplay, And in Divorce, an investigative piece, is currently being developed by Westfest Productions. In our play, the cast for today is the following: Barbara Costigan, Stephen Perlman, Cara Duff McCormick, Rex Robbins, Nicole Solagi, Tricia Curran, and Roger Hendricks Simon. The Portrait by Sarah Levine Simon. The time is September 1972. The place, New York City. A spacious pre-war apartment with high ceilings and parquet floors, probably on Park Avenue. Thinking his starving artist cousin Martin Finkelstein may be strapped for cash, Greedy Toddy and Helen Renard have invited Marty and his fledgling opera singer wife, Alyssa, to their lavish apartment for dinner. They intend to induce Marty to sell a much-valued family portrait to them. Despite his wife Helen's protestations, Toddy has also invited his brother Henry and wife Agnes to watch the kill. Henry wagers the overly confident Toddy that the young cousin won't sell. At stake is Toddy's own ancestral portrait. Join us now as Toddy presides from the head of the table under the ever-present and imposing portrait.
Well, let's see. Agnes, you sit here across from Henry. Helen sits at that end, and I'd like to have Marty and Alyssa by me, if nobody minds.
The rightful heir seated there with the portrait over his head.
Ah, Solomon Ezekiel Renard. Wow! I finally got to meet my other ancestor.
Yes, that's him.
Ah! Oh, ever notice how the eyes follow? Does your portrait do that?
Oh, yes. And ours changes moods. Let's see. Henry, you have Simon, and Toddy, this is Saul.
Mm-hmm.
The rival brothers, right? Ours is Rebecca. Ours, Rebecca, loved them both and couldn't make a choice.
None of the three ever married. How is Rebecca?
No, hanging in there. Or I suppose I should say on.
Wouldn't it be interesting to see if she could make a choice today? Maybe Rebecca and Saul would smile at each other. What do you think, Toddy?
The story goes that she loved ours better.
The story according to whom?
Well, that's how Grandma told the story to Henry, didn't she, Henry?
Well, that's not how she told the story to Toddy.
Actually, Grandma told the story to Agnes.
Well, someone had to get Grandma on the record.
The three of them were hanging together in Grandma's house, and I do believe they belong together.
Mm-hmm.
Toddy is looking forward to a family reunion.
And we aren't?
Ah, the bell.
Oh, don't anybody get up. Toddy, pour the wine. Honoré, please get the door.
Do I have the right place?
I believe so, madame. I will announce you.
Oh, don't bother.
They are already seated in the dining room.
I can just announce myself. Is it that way?
No, madame. That is the closet.
Oh.
This way, please.
Ah, my dear.
She insisted on announcing herself.
I'm sorry to be so late. I was scheduled at 4:30, but I didn't get to sing until 6:30. Then I had to meditate. I always meditate after an audition. It reaffirms the self.
You modern women have such long days doing it all. You didn't wear a coat?
I never need one. The centered self has the power to control the temperature of the body.
Really? Well, we must hear more about it. But first, everybody is dying to meet you.
Hello.
Oh.
Hello. What a beautiful apartment.
Thank you, my dear. And this is Cousin Aggie.
I saw your wedding picture. You were much prettier. No, I mean you are. You are much prettier.
It was at sunrise. Some of the photos didn't come out too well. Marty didn't set the timer right.
Cousin Henry.
Enchanted.
I'm Toddy. He's lecherous.
Oh, behave yourselves, boys. Marty, you know. Now, sit. Everyone, sit.
It really is very nice to meet all of
Oh,
you.
yes, and you.
Toddy and Henry, are you first cousins to Marty's mother?
Well,
Yes, that's how it works. Shall I serve, madame?
If you would.
The young bride is very lovely.
Oh, we've been married 8 years.
Honoré, you forgot to put the green sauce on it.
I thought you wanted me to pass it, madame.
You misunderstood.
It'll be just a minute.
She only manages to miss what you don't want her to miss. Enough of her. Tell me, Alyssa, how many hours do you practice each day? And Alyssa is supposed to have a very beautiful voice.
Oh, yes, she does.
How long do I practice?
Yes.
It depends. It's not so much a matter of how many times a singer repeats a passage, but of becoming one with the music. Hearing in my head, becoming one with the text. The spirit doesn't practice.
Oh, Alyssa can sing in 12 languages. Some she never consciously learned, and she has a trill like Joan Sutherland.
We think I was a singer in a former life. The trill is innate. I never had to learn it.
The green sauce. Couldn't we hear just one note?
Yes. I want to see if you can crack glass.
Oh, yeah, do just one note for them, huh? Do the trill.
Okay.
That's amazing!
Yes, quite.
I always wished I could sing.
I believe everybody has a voice that can be freed spiritually.
Isn't she sweet? You know, I think she looks just like Rebecca.
Who's Rebecca?
Oh, our portrait. The one my mother left me.
Oh, that Rebecca.
Uh-huh.
Rebecca of the Brambles?
Mm.
Do you think I look like her, Marty?
Well, it could be all part of the same karma.
Rebecca of the Brambles.
She had a thorny life. I can never tell whether she's happy or sad.
Thorny? She just needs a good...
Go ahead. Say it. Make an old fart happy.
Henry.
Alas, she died a virgin.
Sad.
Alyssa doesn't know the story. You see, Alyssa, the reason Rebecca looks so sad sometimes is because of this guy up on the wall, Solomon Ezekiel Renard. Yeah, he loved Rebecca, but so did his brother Simon. Henry inherited Simon. Saul was charming and ebullient. Simon was withdrawn. Oh, women tended to want to protect Simon. But they were charmed by Saul. How am I doing, Henry?
Sounds plausible.
Oh, I like the way he tells it. I always thought Henry had Saul's noble forehead and those eyebrows.
The whole family has that Renard forehead and those eyebrows.
Yeah, check mine out,
Oh,
huh?
well, go on. Go on, go on.
Well, the brothers were very close until Rebecca came into their lives. Well, she was a second cousin who came to visit from New Orleans one fateful summer.
Oh, yes.
It's a touching story, isn't it, Alyssa?
Unbelievable.
Both brothers fell immediately head over heels in love with her. Rebecca was so torn apart that she turned both brothers down.
What a shame.
Well, none of the three ever married. Rebecca eventually went mad from her sadness.
Oh,
Take
here.
my handkerchief.
No, mine, here.
Lectures.
Thank you. Oh, God, it's so sad. One brother a brooding poet, the other an ebullient composer, man of the theater. The music and the poetry inseparable, and she finding it sweet to be weak, but ultimately destroying herself. It happens in the opera all the time, that sort of thing. God, what happened to the brothers?
Oh, no. The brothers devoted themselves to making money. They turned what was already a family fortune into an even greater fortune, which they left to an orphanage. Well, much to the distress of some of their relatives. We inherited the portraits. Authentic Thomas Sully's.
Tell me, Marty, how is it that you got the portrait and not your brother or sister?
Simple. 3 kids, 1 portrait. We drew straws.
It was the only fair thing to do.
Oh, dear. But we agreed that it should always stay in the family.
Yes, does that mean immediate family?
I've never thought about that.
Is it very valuable?
Stick with me, kiddo.
Son, when your mother was ill, I was very concerned for her comfort. I offered to pay a handsome price for Rebecca. I want to extend the same offer to you if you ever need cash.
So would Henry.
Would he now?
So would Agnes.
Would she now?
Well, I'll have to give it some thought.
You will.
Yeah, Alyssa couldn't practice without Rebecca.
I need approval.
The only time Rebecca smiles is when Alyssa sings. When I sing, she cringes. Here, I'll try it out on Saul. Yeah, you see? There. Did you see him cringe?
This is very entertaining.
Is everything all right, madame?
Yes, thank you, Honore. We were trying to wake the dead. But seriously, Marty dear, I know how difficult the arts can be.
Oh, yes.
Well, it's very nice of both of you.
Yes, it's really very sweet.
It would pay for a lot of voice lessons.
Don't voices take many years to develop?
Yes. But I'm coming into my prime right now. 28 to 32 years of age.
Well, then you must have many promotional expenses.
My brother has always believed in supporting the arts. He is seeking the opportunity.
And so should you, Henry.
Oh, well, now, we have a new play.
Yeah.
Yes, we're lining up the backers right now. It's not too late to get in on it. We figure it will take about 25 G's to showcase it, 500 and it'll go off Broadway.
Yeah, I'll give it some thought.
Now, remember how sorry you were that you didn't grab the opportunity to invest in Comtex?
I'll make sure you all are invited to the backers audition next Thursday.
When is our Hawaiian trip, Toddy? Next week?
Thursday.
Oh, I'm afraid we will have to pass up your lovely invitation. Toddy and I spend 6 weeks there every year just to get away from it all. Why, with the big house in Brockport, the apartment here and all, and the back and forth, we just think we deserve a little rest.
Madame?
Please serve the tortellini.
Yes, madame.
Truffled. But please remove the fish platters first.
Yes, madame.
Oh, it is necessary to scrape the plates, Marty, dear. Honore is more than able, aren't you, Honore?
Oh,
Yes, madame.
You know, I know her from somewhere.
You do?
Yes, and it's bothering me. How long has she worked for you?
Oh, forever. Honore, take the grated cheese round to everyone.
I'll open another bottle of wine.
You live on the southwest corner of 94th and West End.
Yes, madame.
Don't you walk a giant schnauzer?
He had to be put to sleep.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you, madame.